Sunil Swai. Welcome to my channel. Today on so-called Indian Independence Day, 14th August, in my video, I am going to reveal the real truth of India's actual Independence Day and the person behind this. We all have heard a slogan that बिना दे दिया आज़ादी हमें बिना खड़क बिना ढाल साबरमती के संतों ने कर दिया कमाल. From childhood it was taught to all Bharatiya that Gandhi on his own gave us the independence by his Amsan or Satyagraha Andolan, which was narrated by Congress and chief historians. But how far it's right? Is he and Nehru really responsible for this? Let's see. But recently declassified files of Narendra Modi government and Major General G.D. Bax's book Bose and Indian Samurai describes a totally different fact. Every and each Bharatiya should read this book. It is really very interesting books and which reveals lots of truths. And PM Clement Attlee, the Prime Minister Clement Attlee, the person who signed the power transfer documents in 1947 with Congress, visited India later in 1956 and stayed 2 days as a guest with the West Bengal Governor Justice P.B. Chakrabarti. And in between that period, the whole conversation has been written in a book, The History of Bengal by R.C. Majumdar. In this book, P.B. Chakrabarti, the conversation is written there. When P.B. Chakrabarti asked the Clement Attlee that was the real reason that British left India even though Gandhi's Quiet India movement was collapsed 4 years back. Here Clement Attlee told that it was the movement of Netaji Bose and Indian National Army along with the Indian Navy that forced them to do so, and World War II also a great factor on that. Then Chakrabarti asked, tell me the truth, how much effort and role of the Gandhi in the independence movement? Attlee gave a weak smile and said minimal, as if nothing at all. As in India, we all know that our independence lasted almost 200 years, and lots of the patriots sacrificed their life for this, including Bhagat Singh, Tantia Tope, and lots more are there, Rani Lakshmibai. But we are giving the credits only to Gandhi's non-violent movement. But what if we say everything was there? Just a lie, nothing else. First of all, we all know that when Gandhi went to South Africa as a lawyer for the legal case, he was discriminated by the white people as it was going on over here. The Indian independence movement started way back in 1858. So we can say Gandhi was born in the middle of Indian independence movement. The case for which Gandhi went to South Africa was wrapped up in 1894. That time everyone thought that Gandhi will come back and join the independence movement, but he didn't. Surprisingly, Gandhi chose to stay there and fight for Africans instead. His non-cooperation movement in South Africa also failed miserably. Observing this, Gopal Krishna Gokhale requested Gandhi to return India and unite Indians in their fight against British. Gandhi returned in 1950. So that means just 30 years back, he just joined the movement. Right? And even though Congress party at that time it was established long before by Alan Octavian Hume, a British person, in 28 December 1895 to suppress Indian patriots who were fighting for the independence against British. The problem with the Indian independence movement was that it was not coordinated and lacked direction and unity. So he wanted to come back and do that, but the Muslim people, they were fighting for their own independence, not for the independence of India. The Muslim League was established in 13 December 1906 by Jinnah in Dhaka, Bangladesh. So he started to come in contact with them from 1919, Gandhi, and started appeasing them only. This Gandhi's this non-violent movement was again crushed by British in 1922. But it solidified him as a great leader, as a national leader. So from that, Gandhi was in a highlight position. A young man named Bhagat Singh was also not happy with Gandhi's non-violent movement and the difference between Gandhi and the Muslim League. Bhagat Singh's patience was finally tested when Lala Rajpat Rai died due to injuries from lathi charge, which incurred while he was peacefully protesting against Simon Commission. And unable to accept this, Bhagat Singh sought John Saunders, a British police officer, mistaking him for the James Scott, the British police superintendent who actually ordered the lathi charge. Bhagat Singh managed to escape the British police. Surfacing again 1922, he has exploded 2 bombs inside the Central Legislative Assembly in Delhi. He was then arrested and hanged in 1931. And that was it gave a very good fuel to other patriots. The Bhagat Singh's uh, mm, the sacrifice gave them a good fuel to work in the independence position. The President of India National Congress, Netaji Bose, was unhappy with Gandhi's behavior. See, if Gandhi was a advocate and he was in a good position, if he wanted to protest, he could have do the unsung movement against the British, and he can release Bhagat Singh, but he didn't do that. Netaji started pressurizing the Congress to accept Bhagat Singh Purna Swaraj ideology and dump the non-violent ideology and stop wasting time in appeasing the Muslim League. The Congress accepted the Purna Swaraj but rejected the non-violence movement. And but it was very good. What say? There was like nothing. There was no effect to the British for this. Netaji pressurized Gandhi for a violent retaliation, but Gandhi refused and he asked to leave Congress. With Netaji gone, Nehru took his place and the Quiet India movement was finally launched without the support of Muslim League, Netaji, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, and Netaji was determined to launch a violent retaliation. The British knew this and thus kept Netaji under the house arrest. Meanwhile, rumors went around that Germany was planning to invade India. Netaji spotted this as an opportunity and fled to Germany to meet Hitler. Hitler advised Netaji to go to Japan and seek their help. He even arranged submarine for Netaji. The Quit India movement was complete failure and ended few months after its launch. And just after the Quit India movement ended, Netaji arrived in Japan, and Japanese army handed over around 45,000 Indian prisoners of war, with whom Netaji formed Indian National Army. You know this, the Indian National Army that Bose created kicked out the British from Andaman and Nicobar Islands. He named them as Shahid and Swaraj. The INA or the Azad Hind Force, under the clarion call of Bose, Chalo Delhi, reached Moirang in Manipur and shook the British confidence. As he learned, from historical records, the INA was able to win back Rangoon, Imphal, and Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The great salutation every army personnel uses today, Jai Hind, was given to the nation by Subhash Bose. It was on October 21, 1943 that Subhash Chandra Bose established the RG Hukumat-e-Azad Hind, the provisional government of Free India in Singapore. It received recognition by as many as 11 countries including Japan, Nanking, China, Thailand, Burma, Italy, Germany and Philippines. Bose became the first head of the state of the Free India's provisional government. Hence, it will be legitimate that Indian Parliament passes a resolution praising his efforts and recognizing Subhash Chandra Bose as India's first head of the state and first Prime Minister of the provisional government established to oust the imperialist British. So we can say that actually the 21st October is our Independence Day, not this 1947 14th August, because on the 14th August just the power transfer ceremony occurred, okay, by Clement Attlee, who has transferred this to the Congress government. Okay, so in this government, in this act, it has been clearly mentioned that these two provisions, these two countries which are mentioned as the states, are the part of the British Empire. Okay, and when Netaji died in the airplane crash 1945, which has been mentioned just 1 month before the World War ended, was totally a conspiracy theory, because at the time he was not died, because there is no record at all that Netaji plane crash was occurred in that area on that time. So it was totally conspiracy theory. So on the whole, we can say that only the one person and some of the other parties like Netaji Bose are the people who have sacrificed their life for the independence of India, and not this Gandhi or Nehru. And Jai Hind. So now onwards, please celebrate 21st October as the Independence Day, not this 14th August. 21st October, remember it. Jai Hind.